All right. Hey, all. Test, test, test. Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, okay. There. All right. Volume does look good. Okay. Just getting set up here. We got a reading game. We have Pan Op, Sivir, and Sabin. All pretty good players. I'm gonna be rated the best here, but it's not like we have particularly weak opponents, which is actually kind of nice. Again, I like having reasonably good tables, where nothing too wild goes on. So this should be a good time. It's been a little while since we have a stream. This is early morning, so I'm not sure we'll have tons of spectators here, but just looking at ratings quick, Sivir is like near the top of Arena this season and actually has been playing very well. So very close actually to me. But then 384 for Sabin, quite good, like pretty good. 331, pretty good. So a lot of pretty good players. Opening pack here, we see Half Timbered House with Conservator and Master Builder in the pack. That's tempting. I also see Constable and Loom. That's very tempting. The miners are pretty good. We're fourth seat, so that's a bit of a bummer. And we're after the otherwise best player, so that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, I think this has to be Half Timbered or Loom, and then on the wheel you're hoping to get Clay Supply, Turn Rest, or Mining Hammer, or even Trident. So I get something decent back. Mighty Hammer a little less good if you go for Conservator, but I shouldn't get Conservator back. Constable's probably just the best card in general here. I'm very tempted to just go Constable, Loom, and do good farming things. There's a chance that I lose to some crazy half-timbered house stuff, but I'm gonna claim that Constable stuff also means you just have to get a good farm done, and it's hard to have a huge house and Constable. It could happen, in which case I'm very doomed. But honestly, if that happens, I was probably doomed anyhow. I love Butter Churn with Loomy, Constably stuff. Wood Collector is excellent for this type of plan. I just need a lot of wood early. I think this is pretty clear. Just take all the goddamn wood. Just take all the wood. Wood Collector is a fine card to play in round one if I have to. Butter Churn is a pretty good start player in round one if I need to. Like if I get wood into start. I'm not too sad about any of this. The rest of the cards are pretty bad, which is actually, I think, generally good for me too. Like, if my goal is to just kind of three room and do good farming things, I'm kind of happy that the rest of the Ox are like iffy. Getting Consultant back is pretty decent with Butter Churn and Loom. Um, so I wouldn't be sad about getting Consultant here, but I'm not even sure I get Consultant back because like there's an argument that Consultant is the best Ock. I mean, Organic Farmer is probably the next best, but I would expect Organic and Consultant to get taken, and then on the wheel I'm looking at stuff like Roughcaster, Cube Cutter, Wall Builder. Maybe I get Cattle Buyer back, which is okay in a Constable game because it's an extra way to get a couple animals, but it's pretty bad. These Ox are bad. The miners are pretty bad too. Like on the wheel here, I don't even know what miner I want. The answer is I really don't want any of them, but Game Catcher's really good for constable games. The rest of these cards are a little underwhelming also, honestly. Shifting Cultivation's actually pretty good miner. Having a way to get an extra plow here. I've seen like no plow help. Which I may just plow in the early couple rounds, although I have no crop help either, which is awkward. Like none of these Ox have been giving me crop help yet, which is also atypical for this set. There's so many grain things. But I think this is shifting cultivation and game catcher. Um and yeah, this looks like a not having access to crops is actually pretty annoying though. If I could get even like a seed trader here might be okay, even though seed trader's like crazy expensive. Um it still might be better than alternatives because like currently I just have to like manually take a grain and a veg, and that's slow, and then getting to sow them is slow, and like without having that victory point ceiling from a lot of crops, I have to try to get ceiling elsewhere, and that's where like the big house game that I passed is kind of scary. The reed pond is going to be nice to whoever I pass that to. Straw thatch roof is also here. We already saw water worker in the draft, so like I'm guessing this game. Games in revised are never like read rich, admittedly, but this shouldn't be particularly read tight. Although that involves people actually playing some of these cards, which I can't say. I also don't expect Ox to be particularly wanted early, which means I might get kind of forced to play occupations. But at least I'm pretty happy to just play Wood Collector and Constable early. So I'm not going to be too sad here. I may eventually want to build stables this game too. The more I'm thinking about it, like, or maybe this is a game where yeah, I'm gonna build 3 rooms, 2 stables, fence 8 big, and then only need to plow 4 spaces. That could work out. Oh, also I'm red. What the heck? Somebody got my color choice. Wild. I'm red. Uh, do, 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 do. Um, yeah, overall though, I'm not too sad about this game. I do want like a hearth to feed, which I'm not sure anybody's baking yet. Like maybe somebody has like an early Potter ceramics or something I just didn't see, but currently I have not seen the grain support. Oh, new cards. Oh, hey, remember that grain support I wanted? Oh, except I don't know if I can take the grain support here. Plowman is also like really good. I haven't seen Plow Help. Plowman could be the pick. Grain support would be kind of nice though. It would be kind of nice. I think this is Pond Hut. I should be able to hit Pond Hut, I think. Unless I actually am doing Conjure stuff early. Is Conjure ever part of the game plan here, though? Is that really good enough? I mean, not having other sources of grain is annoying, but Plowman is... Plowman's probably just too good here. Especially if I'm trying to do like a 3-room game, which I shouldn't like super commit to 3 rooms, but with all the other players being good, and there being a master builder in the draft that I'm assuming somebody's going to have taken. Somebody's going for like a big half-timbered house. Like, I think there's just too much stuff that are going to lead people to build big houses. And so I think me doing efficient things is good, but I don't love the fact I'm going to have no crops to put in these fields. Like, that's always just awkward, but it's just where we're at. And Plowman's just pretty good. I don't I don't hate livestock feeder or conjurer, but I just don't think it's good enough. The pond hut does become a little trickier now that I think about it. Plowman timing's a little awkward. Oh hey, somehow conservator made it back. Interesting. Um, also corn scoop is actually not awful here, but these are slightly better. I think I have to take conservator. I passed a half timbered house. So, like, I think this has to be conservator, but the awkward thing that is mining hammer is pretty bad, and mining hammer otherwise here is pretty nice. But if I pass conservator, that just feels like too much. Feels like I'm helping somebody else too much. I guess I could just take the conservator and ignore it. It is possible I just ignore the conservator. Otherwise, it's possible I just take conservator trident. Or do I ever just take conservator corn scoop? The thing about corn scoop here is with no other crop support, being able to take 2 grain at once is actually pretty good use of my time. It really aids in the points I can get. Even just turning 1 wood into 1 grain is probably worth it. Also, apologies for hearing the dogs in the background. I'm dog sitting this weekend, and so now they've decided to start wrestling. Um, Gosh, yeah, this is tricky. On average, mining hammer and trident are better, but corn scoop might be good enough here. And I think I just want to take Conservator out of the game. Plus, I mean, I could use Conservator myself. I don't really need it because I'm probably just doing 3 rooms. But hey, still going to stone is cool. But more so, I just like I don't like the idea of making other people's renovations easier. So I also really don't like Sheepwalker with Loom Butter Churn. I don't want to turn my sheep into other stuff. Pastor is a rough bet. I mean, it could be okay. I don't really like Clay Kneader. Oh, except there was a Skullry. I don't have time for that though. I'm gonna claim I don't have time for that. Gosh, I'm very tempted by Corn Scoop, but it's possible that Trident food is enough also. Like, how likely is it I get food tight this game and get saved by Trident? I kind of hate passing Trident though, but I mean, I guess I'm passing Trident no matter what in the draft here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna claim Corn Scoop's good for points. Maybe that's it. Might be wrong. Hey, we get the Consultant back. That's nice. Consultant is good. Oh, also, wait a sec. I forgot we could Clearing Spade. I forgot we might get a Clearing Spade back. This could be an actually decent Clearing Spade game. I haven't had one in a long time, but like a late Clearing Spade allows you to sow, move all the crops, get them out, and then immediately resow them in the final rounds. And that might be enough. The Skullry is decent if I went for the Clay Kneader, but without getting Skullry up early, it's just not going to happen here. But I'm a little sad now because Trident is better now that I have a Clearing Spade. I should have remembered Clearing Spade was probably coming back. But yeah, we're very happy with Consultants. Being able to add a couple extra sheep to the game at some point with my Loom and Butter Churn has to be good. So yeah, this still looks good. I think the game plan is play Wood Collector and Plowman early, possibly hide Constable for most of the game, honestly. Feed Fence lets me build some stables easier. That has to be worth something. Not a ton, but I might want to build stables. Although I'm not going to be going to the build room space as much. This could just be a waste of wood. But when am I ever playing Brook, right? I'm not playing Brook. Also, I'm not playing Cattle Whisperer. I have a Game Catcher. Like the tempo on that's awkward. I can't imagine I'm actually playing Transactor either. But like, there's no way I Cattle Whisperer here. No time for Cattle Whisperer. I have too many other like decent things to be doing. So. We get a woodcutter first action of the game. Hey, I usually yell about that. I don't think it's very good, but I'm all for adding a little extra wood to the game. We do see Major Minor flip first, which is a little sad because somebody else is very likely taking 2 clay. Alright, we get 3 wood to start. That's fine, actually. I do kind of want to play Ox early, but I can get him later. Cottager. Ooh, that's... very likely where the water worker ended up, and I'm gonna guess they have a loam pit. I'm guessing this is like a quick loam pit opening, which is definitely a bit frightening, especially if somehow the if there's any way the half-timbered house made its way to Sivir, that would be really bad. Hopefully, hopefully we avoid that nonsense. I like start player here. I wouldn't have been sad about 2 clay, but start player is fine. I don't even get start. Okay. Well, this is where 4th seat kind of sucks. Clay supply. Okay, clay supply makes sense with what Sivir is likely up to. Okay. So, I've had a theory recently that taking 1 read when you're in 4th seat is often decent. Like, it just gives me tempo on room parts here. I don't really need any of these other actions. Like, I think 2 food is defensible. But I also think taking 1 read starts to negate the value of people starting on you, because now there's no longer 2 good actions. I think there's so many read fights in this game. I guess the argument is I'm getting 2 read or readstone food here, though. And by taking 1 read, I'm probably just getting free Ock. Is that a trade I'm willing to make? Might be a trade I'm willing to make. I could just day labor otherwise. Day labor tempo is pretty good. I do want to play a couple Ox. I think it's actually reasonably likely Sivir is going to open... Well, actually, wait, no. Sivir is probably opening Ock anyhow, right? What am I talking about? I think there's a chance Sivir is opening Ock if they're rushing out a loam pit thing, although their food sucks. I'll go for the food temple. I'm not actually sure what's right here. I think one read was possibly actually correct, but although maybe it's not because Sivir maybe maybe there's a chance. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe there's a chance I get Ock back because Sivir is not gonna have the food to play an Ock. Which is actually very weird that Sivir takes this Ox spot then, because they don't have enough food to use this Ox spot, so I think that's a mistake. I can go Reedstone food or 2 Reed. We just saw a Water Worker get added, so like Sivir is not taking Reedstone foods in front of me. I'm tempted to go for the extra stone because I like stone points. I like extra food. I'm gonna claim this is good. Um, I might get something pretty good on the wheel here anyhow though. Like I'm not sure Sivir takes 3 wood or 2 reed. I think they might just day labor because they need the food. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think I get 3. I don't think Sivir cares about 3 wood here. I think I might just get 3 wood, which is nice. If I don't get 3 wood, I'm also happy to start player here. I don't really mind starting. Getting the butter churn played is fine. Um, Not getting my occupations played is only slightly problematic, but it's not a big deal. I just want to. All I really want is plowman. Wood collector can still come later. Clay kneader gets played. That's. I mean, they can build a hearth now, which is something, but the cookery pressure does look awkward here. Oh, hey Gonzo, good morning. I don't know how long ago that chat was. Sorry, I've been distracted by blabbing and also, again, I'm dog sitting and they were resting, but now they're wrestling for a while, which, I mean, whatever, but hey, we do get 3 wood. Look at that, team. All right, well that's a good start. This is a pretty decent start for us. I don't love having to have taken the day labor, but I think it's fine. I do think Sivir outsmarted themselves by Ocking here, though. They really just gave Green a food for no good reason. Oh, Green also decided to Clay Fire instead of Clay Kneader. That's also intriguing. Sabin has room parts, which is a little annoying. Sabin, like, I could wind up growing last here because but maybe I should have taken 2 Reed for that reason. Like, Sabin's just got their room parts rolling, but I want Reedstone food. I wouldn't mind 4 clay into Hearth. Oh, wow. But I was expecting Green to build the Hearth, but they're blueprinting? Huh. I mean, the Clayfire kind of allows them to do blueprint things, but that's a big distraction. Sheep flip. I like to see some more sheep. Um, God, if I could take 4 clay into Hearth, I'd be pretty happy. I just don't know if I'm allowed to. But anyhow, Green, yeah, playing a Clayfire early and a Blueprint early is a path towards mistakes. I do want Reedstone food, but I think Green might take it here. In which case, I do want to Ock, although Sivir also wants to Ock. But it still might be worth it to me just to expensive Ock. Yeah, I want to get Plowman down, so this is probably time to play Plowman. Clay Hut Builder for Sivir. Yeah, so Sivir is going to day labor Reno, and then probably next round, like, play a Cottager and that, so it'll be good. Score of 54 for you. I'm not sure. Sivir has combo. Like, the Cottager Water Worker, presumably Loam Pit combo is a concern here. And things haven't gone particularly poorly for me, but they also haven't, like, broken greatly for me. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I need to get. I definitely want to play Plowman this game, so we play that. Wow, 4 clay goes. Okay, well, this is a bit sad. I'm just going to get a ton. I mean, it's not that sad. I'm getting tons of wood early. There's so much wood. I will be able to fence very early this game, which is good. I want to fence early. I want to take a ton of wood early. Um, but yeah, I'm getting a lot of wood early here, it looks like. Because I think I get 3 wood back here, like, all the time. Green probably takes 3 wood or start players pottery. Purple is gonna day labor Reno. Yeah, so I just get 3 wood here. which is fine. Like again, I kind of want to play some of my miners. I like a decent number of my miners, but starting just isn't valuable to me yet. Well, I do need Reedstone food. I could start for a Reedstone food. I'm hoping, or I get 2 Reed next round. It doesn't really matter. I'm getting a Reed action next round. But yeah, Sivier. I gotta assume this is a loam pit from Sivier. Which, I mean, this does look like a pretty sick loam pit stat. Wow. Start player instead of Hearth or wow, it's a Skullery. I mean, Skullery is pretty good, I guess. But as usual, my opponents are doing more start player in early than I would have thought, while leaving better actions on the board than I would have necessarily thought. So whatever, I try to take value. I'm back to last here though. I could get screwed on Reed, but although Teal needs food, yeah, this is awkward. Teal really should want to build and take food. Green should just take 4 wood. Wow, Akin Conjure. That is greedy, but it probably works. They probably do get to Conjure, but then they don't get the first room. So Green is now going to get to build the first room. If Green takes wood here, they could build first because Sabin isn't building. Sabin has to do other things. Also, nobody's actually taking a cookery. I potentially could 4 clay into Hearth because nobody's freaking getting around to it yet. Which has also been so scary. Like this is such an awkward start. All my opponents have taken clay, but none of them have actually cared about the fireplace, even though it's been available from round 1. I want the fireplace, but I keep being afraid to take clay because it looks like it's not going to do me anything. But it turns out it would have. So that's kind of an annoying break for me. Like I would really like a hearth this game. I really want to build a hearth, but yeah, it's just not been a priority. I have to take Reedstone food here. I expect Sivier to start player with a loam pit. Like it seems I guess Sivier could defensively build a fireplace, but I don't know if they have enough well, they eventually need the food. Maybe Sivier fireplaces into day labor. They don't really need loam pit. Okay, they're gonna fish though. Fishing gives them a read. Oh, and then they can start player with the loam pit, and then they can build next round on day labor. That's cool. Which actually there isn't as much build pressure. The queue is not probably that build focused, but I'm definitely taking Reedstone food here to threaten build. Either I get to build a room, or I get to like start player into 6 wood, or I get to take 4 clay. Like things are fine here. I expect green builds. I also could play wood collector here, right? I have another Ock to get out. Wood collector any day is totally good. Constable eventually, but this looks like a game I might save Constable as like a sneaky Constable. Wow, green is starting and not building. I will build. I'll build a room. I can build a room in stables. Nobody's fireplaced yet, and I don't think Sivier is going to. I could build a room in 2 stables. I'm actually super content building a room in 2 stables here and then getting the sheep and having butter churn and loom stuff. Yeah, Savior just takes more reed. Well, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm leaving 6 wood, but nobody can take the sheep. I can lock up the sheep with some stables, and I get first room. If growth flips, it's incredible. If growth doesn't flip, I'm just gonna take clay and sheep. Like, I don't really need to fight for growth here, to be honest. Like, I want to grow, but I'm pretty content with the idea of getting my sheep stuff going. And I think building stables here is great because it does mean that I can fence big and then just go for the 4 fields and just do great 3-room game stuff, I think, here. Getting the early stone looks nice. Like, I have a chance at just getting an early well or something still, too. Or eventually using the stone for whatever. 5 clay for a hearth this round would be nice. Growth doesn't flip, so I mean, I just don't think I'm starting here. I just don't think I care about starting. I think I want to go 5 clay into hearth. Because if I go 5 clay into hearth, nobody can take the sheep still, and then I can take the sheep next round. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to start player for growth. See, Sivier might start player into build though, right? Sivier is going to start player loam pit into build room here anyhow. Yeah, so I like this is fine. I just have to start player next round, which what am I starting with next round? That part is awkward. Unless I take 5 clay and play wood collector, in which case I do have something to start player with. Huh. I'm definitely taking 5 clay. I guess the downside is by not building the hearth, I don't actually lock in the sheep. And I really need the sheep the way I'm doing this. So I might start player Nada. God, that's gross actually though. Okay, yeah, spending all my wood here was a little awkward because now I don't have the wood for other things. I guess I could play Constable and instantly have the wood, but again, then I don't have the other stuff. Yeah, Sivir. I actually kind of want to fall behind the growth queue now, which is absurd, right? You don't really ever want to fall behind the growth. I guess actually what I want is I, I, I really want late growth. Late growth would be incredible for me here. Late growth frees up the action sequences I need. If it's late growth, I'm super well off. If it's round 6 growth, it's actually a lot more awkward for me. It's a lot more awkward for me in round 6 growth. Savior is 100% building here, though, so I think I have to just Hearth. I super want the Hearth, and everybody still has Clay, and that locks up the sheep for me. It might mean that I'm start player Nada, or I'm start player Shifting Cultivation, which isn't great, or I'm growing Nada then, too. Ugh. Yeah, not having any wood here is actually slightly bad, but the stables are so good for locking in these sheep, though. Ah, God, do I need to build this hearth? I kind of need to build this hearth because Teal could build a fireplace here. Oh, God, they probably want like an oven though. God, can I get away with greeting this shit? If I could get away with greeting out wood collector here, that significantly eases my start player concerns. But it also like it's getting really greedy with the sheep. How much do I want to bet on late growth, and how much do I make sure to set myself up okay for round 6? All right, what happens if somebody else goes for the sheep? I mean, then my stables become awful. I gotta take the sheep. Is it possibly ever okay to take the sheep and not start player? I think the answer is no. Sabin can't start build. Wait a sec, Sabin can't start build. Unless Sabin could build here though. Yeah. God, I don't know. This is awkward. This is an awkward spot. I've left myself a few too many things to do. If I have to start player next round, it's awkward because I have no wood. I really kind of want to play wood collector and then start player pond hut. Okay, if I don't build, if I play wood collector here, if Sabin builds a fireplace, I still could just open sheep next round. Because if Sabin builds the fireplace, it means they don't have a room. If Sabin builds a room, it means I have to start player, and then I still could probably wheel the hearth or the sheep. God, this might be wrong because the food at the bottom is bad here, but and I have this plowman field. Oh, this is dubious. This is dubious, team. This is dubious. Why are you letting me all do this? Okay, Saban does build at least. We're hoping for late growth still. Late growth is best because late growth should let me hearth into the sheep, which is the dream here. Please be late growth. Let me hearth into the sheep. It is late growth. Okay, team, I think we're safe then. I think we're totally safe. Saban has to start player. I get to build Hearth into the sheep and then start player with a butter churn or a loom, and life is great here. Late growth is incredible for our hand and our game plan. It's awful for all the other cards we passed. This is the breaks we wanted. I cannot complain about what has happened now. Hey, Zach. Hey, June. Thick Forest for Sivir. That's cool. That's good. Life is good over here. Sivir undoes the Thick Forest. Has to start player, though. Sivir can't, like, not start player. That's not an option. I do eventually need to take a lot of wood. Not taking wood is a little annoying here, but getting hearth into the sheep, like, the breeding sheep is great food efficiency. Butter churn loom is going to be incredible here. Um, yeah. Give me this hearth. Give me this hearth. Is there any chance anybody sweeps this sheep on me? That looks absolutely insane. So we hope it doesn't happen. Um, yeah, this is an easy take sheep and then grow or start. What am I start playing with next round, by the way? I starting with Pond Hunt is good. Starting with Butter Churn is good. Starting with Loom. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can start with Loom. I guess Loom might be the best. No, I don't. Actually, Loom's not any better than Butter Churn, right? And Pond Hunt is maybe it's Butter Churn and Pond Hunt, and Loom comes later in the game. That actually might be what's happening here, because Pond Hunt and Butter Churn have Aqu requirement stuff, whereas Loom can be played anytime in the future. Also, Pond Hunt and Butter Churn give me a decent amount of food, and the food from Loom is not gonna like explode until later. Because I can't, I don't know what I'm actually gonna be fencing here yet. I think it's churn into Pond Hunt as well. Yep, I agree. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I plan to do. I plan to take sheep and then churn into Pond Hunt. Um, yep. Savior might be deciding if they want a sheep sweep here. I think it's kind of wild if Savior does that. I think it hurts both me and him, and currently we're both growing first. But if anybody was going to sheep sweep, I think Savior is the one most that could try to argue it's good for them. But I think it's not good for them. I think Savior should consider just plowing, or should consider just building another room. Savior's going to play adoptive. That doesn't seem good at all. That's a lot. How does Sivir have the food to run adoptive here? I think the answer is they don't, but oh, do I have enough food? Gosh, I'm putting myself in slight food troubles again, right? Oh no, I have enough food. I have enough food. I have an extra sheep. So I pay for the plowman, and then I have an extra sheep. So plowman is excellent here, though. This game's looking really good for me. Late growth is what I want. I have a hidden constable. I will make a constable farm here by fencing early. I got extra plow help. Um, People are building too many rooms. Sivir's plan is to build a bunch of rooms. It looks like Green intends to double build here. Yeah, I think double build is just bad. Like, Green is already growing last, so you're not growing into this room until round 10. The chance you grow into this room in round 11 is very unlikely, because Sivir is going to build another room with adoptive and go for it. So, like, I assume Sivir is going to grow round 7 and 11. I grow 8, Sabin grows 9, Green grows 10, so their second room they're not growing into until round 12 at best. And there's not even a guarantee they get to grow around 12. So I really don't like this room from Green. The fact that Sivir can already build a bunch of other rooms, I'm totally out of that fight, right? That's never what I'm doing. If I could get 4 wood on the wheel here, that would also be awesome. I have a free action this round actually after starting. So if I get 4 wood on the wheel, that would be very welcome. Sivir has to take food. Green has to take food. Sabin is taking 6 wood. So I should get 4 wood here, though, back, which is great, because all I want to do is take wood. I want to take so much wood and fence. That's my next goals. But the extra butter churn food here is great, too. Um, yeah, this game looks good. We have feeding efficiency. We have breeding sheep done at the end of this stage. We're growing second. We have plowman, it's late growth. We have some victory point ceiling in loom, in constable. I still can conserve it or reno someday. I could just possibly get the well someday. Um, the well's not even that important to me though. And Green could take the well any day. Oh, Green doesn't need a food action either because of pottery. Wow, wait, Sabin's taking 4 wood? How does Sabin have enough food? Oh, clay pipe? Clay pipe. Sabin's gonna day labor. What happens if I day labor on Sabin? Then Sabin takes a beggar, right? I could force Sabin to take a beggar here if I day labor on them. How good is Purple's game? I'm very tempted to force them to take a beggar. It also means they can't get constable, so like it like ultra wrecks their ability to win this game. They literally can't feed if I day labor. The board's not that good. That's what I mean. Like day labor is not that bad here. The alternative is I take 4 clay, but I have conservator. Like conservator is not good. Or like 4 clay is not good because of conservator. I literally don't need 4 clay. 2 wood's not a good enough action, clearly. I could play constable for 3 wood. That's like the best option I have here. But then I can't play pond hut, which that's not a big deal. I could take 2 stone. I think I just day labor here. I think forcing Sivir to have a beggar and like taking them out of the game is just like very good. I Teal's game is fine, admittedly. So there's some advantage because I'm helping Teal. Like I'm taking a slightly weaker action for myself by doing this, and it helps Teal a little bit. I'm really not afraid of Green's game, right? I think Sivir is the one. I think it's also a little bit of a message of like I wanted that 4 wood and you had to let me take it. Like you, I guess they wanted the 4 wood pretty bad because it allows them to do this day labor and feed via clay pipe. But I guess I just have to think this through. Is there any way they can feed? They grew with a clay pipe. They paid a food for adoptive. They do get an extra read on fishing, but that doesn't matter. It's not going to give them clay pipe food. Now they're taking a beggar if I day labor. Yeah, screw it. They can take a beggar. They can take a beggar. They should not have played adoptive. They should not have taken my 4 wood. Maybe Sivir has a layabout. There's a chance there's a layabout in Sivir's hand. Maybe. Maybe that's the out. But wood expert for teal is cute. That adds more wood to the game. Reno for green. Interesting. Joinery. Wow, that's bold. That's letting the blueprints distract you too much, I think. But gosh, do I want wood now? Wood is getting kind of tight. I thought wood was going to be plentiful this game, and it still kind of should be, right? There's a wood cutter, a wood expert, a wood collector, a conjurer, but whatever. I just take like 3 wood actions every chance I get. I think I just want to take wood. I just want to be able to fence. That's all I care about. I need wood for my improvements. Like I need a lot of wood. The day labor action was better for them. Yeah, I'm not even sure plow is a good action for me, right? That's what's awkward. I have plowman, I have shifting cultivation, and I think I just want to fence big anyhow, right? I just want to fence a lot of spaces. Like, I don't think I actually want a plow action, like, ever. There's a mild argument. Hey, puppies. There's a mild argument that Loom was actually better there, and just never playing Pond Hut is possibly correct. But I think I want to play Loom later this game. I am taking every wood action from here on out. I don't care about 3 stone. I mean, 3 stone looks cute, but it's a distraction. Like, I need to take wood actions. I just want to take 4 wood and 3 wood every chance I get. Um, that's what I really need. I need wood. Wood. Still not sure who actually took Master Builder. Still not sure who has a half-timbered house. So all of those things are interesting still too. Hey, we get 4 wood this time. Lovely. Give me the 4 wood. Wood. Sivir might be getting 6 wood, which is pretty annoying. I mean, maybe green takes 3 wood here, but if green doesn't take 3 wood, green has to start player, so Sivir is going to get 6, and then there's going to be no wood action for me next round. So that's going to be a bummer. But I might just spend some time like taking Reedstone food, playing Conservator, uh, taking my veg, taking my grain. I really don't care about the boar, because I really just want to keep the sheep breeding because of butter churn and because of loom. Like, I just want a lot of sheep. So my next round might be a little bit of a bummer, because yeah, it looks like I might be taking like, yeah, just like veg and grain and who knows what else, but that's okay. Still got some fields coming to us. Still got some good farm plans. I can just take Reedstone food and play Conservator and be able to like Reno to a loom. Um, all of that stuff's good. I mean, getting a major would be kind of nice, but oh, good. 3 wood gets taken though. All right, that's really good. I didn't want Sivir. I mean, I don't know how much I have to worry about Sivir with a beggar now, especially since I still plan to run a constable at the end. But anyhow, yeah, this turned into an interesting game. I mean, giving somebody a beggar is always intriguing. Somebody not getting the pottery, like the fact that Sivir doesn't have the pottery is also like a huge issue. Sivir has so much extra clay this game. Like so they have so much clay. This clay hut builder kind of unnecessary, it turns out, but like how do you know? But like really wanted the pottery. Also really wanted this clay fire. Not getting the clay fire in the draft is actually a big bummer. I'm gonna have to look at their draft. I'm actually kind of curious why they weren't able to pick Clayfire earlier. Maybe it was in the same pack with Waterworker or something, or maybe they had to. I don't know what they took, but Clayfire is so good with this hand. Like when you have a loam pit, being able to take a 2 food, 2 stone plus a build or reno action is pretty nice. But anyhow, um, yeah, I hopefully get 3 wood next round. Sivir looks like they're going for the BMW partly as a way to feed. Yeah, they don't. It looks like they're confused on how to feed. Okay, they're gonna take BMW first. That makes way more sense. They need to take. Yeah, they need to lock up BMW. They need to get some feeding sorted, Which is always the issue with adoptive here. Like, I get that you have a clay pipe, but like, yeah, your feeding's rough. Oh, and they're not even getting clay pipe food this round, actually. Yeah, which, or they did? Oh, they got clay pipe food because of water worker. Duh. This is a 4 resource action, and then they took 3 stone. Okay, they did get clay. So Savior is pretty fed now, actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Clayfire would have saved them from the beggar if they had it out. Yeah, I mean, the Clayfire is obviously not in their hand, but they surely wish it was. But yeah. Anyhow, I want to take 3 wood here. If Sivir takes 3 wood, um, I honestly don't even know what I do. I could just take a veg and a grain. Like I don't know what I'm doing this round. This round is definitely a little underwhelming for me. There's not a lot I care about. Like, I don't need the animals. Nobody else eating animals this game is also kind of crazy. The animals are getting so big, which is part of why I still want wood defense, but Sivir does take 3 wood. Yeah, that's a bummer. Because yeah, like fencing looks so good. Like, there's so many animals. And nobody's eating them. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, I technically could take 2 wood here and fence 8, or like, well, or fence. I would fence 7 around these guys and then fence again later. But multiple fence action sounds awful. Can I still constable for 3 wood? No, I can constable for 2 wood this round. Which I mean, I still might. Playing constable for 2 wood here might actually be a good enough action at some point this round. So maybe that's what I open with. Maybe I just drop the constable bomb. Everybody knows about it now. I mean, Sivir's screwed from it. But I don't know if I actually want. It might be worth hiding constable, so maybe it's better to play conservator still at the moment. Um, so that means I need a reedstone food eventually. So I could just take that here. Do I even get Ock back though? I mean, that's part of the problem. I kind of want to play an Ock. Well, Green's fed. God, I don't know what anybody's gonna do. The board is kind of shit again. I don't think anybody else really wants to take manual crops this round. So like, it's always open to me. I'm gonna go Reedstone food. Consider playing conservator and consider taking one of my crops. Saban's gonna fence. That makes so much sense. Yeah, Saban can fence out. Actually, that's strong. Saban's gonna get good animals because I don't need them. I have my food's great. Yeah, Saban fencing 15 is very nice for them. Yeah, a little sad not to be the first to fence this game, but I built stables. I did some other stuff. It's fine. Like, I should get 4 wood at the start of next round though. Wow, Saban's not fully fencing out because they're saving wood for a room or something. I don't like that. I don't like Saban has a woodcutter. Rooms still suck here. Oh, Sivir didn't build a room last round? What's that about? Wow, actually, okay, I'm really surprised Sivir didn't build rooms. Is Sivir not fighting for growth again? Sivir not building rooms is baffling to me. Rough caster, that's why we didn't build a room. Rough caster feeding engine, lovely, absolutely fun. Okay, I could pay 2 food for an Ock, or I just take veg and grain and don't care about Ock at the moment. I don't really need Ock at the moment. Just taking a veg and a grain is kind of lame, but Civi Siverer or whatever is joking about surely they don't get blocked on day labor again, which indeed they don't. Like, I'm obviously not taking day labor here. God, the animals are so huge. Wondering how many rooms they're gonna build. Yeah, I mean, I do like with this setup, I would just build like 9 rooms this game, right? Just day labor every round. Like, why? Like you could just have a huge house. I literally think I'm taking a grain here. If they have roof baluster, this is nuts. I hope they don't have a roof baluster. I don't really know if they could at this point, but I'm just gonna take a grain. It's a super like lame action, but it's also sad to not be taking animals because I eventually will need more food. Like, I don't actually have infinite food, but my food's good at the moment. So, like, well, maybe I take a bit. Well, I can probably get one of these animal stacks, right? Sabin will take. I can open next round presumably 4 wood because purple has to start player. So I get 4 wood, animal, something, something, animal is very well what I might do because both of these are just such incredible food actions. And then I will actually have 2 fields, so I might sow my grain and veg. Like sowing my grain and veg is decent because they'll mostly clear off in time for the final harvest or like final round where I could try to get a big like plow sow in. Yeah, so actually sowing next stage probably becomes a thing. Um, Cow flips. God, fencing would also. Well, can I take 4 wood plus 3 wood this round? That's still not enough to fully fence. That's awkward. Yeah, my fence timing's a little sad here. The animals are so good, but green has to grow, purple has to start. I take 4 wood. I take 4 wood. Sabin takes animals, and then it might go 3 wood, 3 wood. Like, there's a good chance it goes 3 wood, 3 wood. So my fence timing's actually gonna be really awkward. It might be time to just play Constable this round for more wood. Like, the wood is great. Constable now also looks pretty fine. Like, I don't know how green's ever really going to hit Constable. They're not going to get enough wood. Purple literally can't hit Constable because I forced them into a beggar. And teal hitting Constable looks hard because they they can't fence huge, and so filling all their spaces. Puppies! Puppies! We are crazy. You guys are fine. You guys are fine. The sheep go to Sabin here. That's fine. I might just eat 3 pigs. Like, just eating 3 pigs here is food for the rest of the game. If I can get 3 wood, though, I'll have to consider 3 wood. And let Sabin have pigs also. Not fencing this stage is a little awkward. I really would like to end this game with 6 sheep for loom reasons. I guess I still have Consultant eventually. But I eventually have to worry about my own action count, right? Like, I do have a lot of action that I have to achieve. Zelda, no! Hey, Heroic Logic. Might have already said hey, but... Okay, I did get 3 wood as an offer back. This is rough. Like, 3 pigs is great, but 3 wood is also really good here, right? Like, I need wood. I need wood so bad. I want to fence so bad. I could just take 3 wood and fence 14. That's probably okay here, right? 3 wood, fence 14. I also, I guess, don't have to fence big this game. I could aim for 6 fields still. Because with shifting cultivation, it means I need 2 plow actions. One of them's hopefully a plow sow, the other is just a regular plow. And then I could fence 14 more regular and try to breed everything. And hopefully get 2 cows. I probably get to open extra on 2 cows if I fence, right? Yeah, maybe it is just fence 6 spaces. Oh wow, Saban doesn't even take the pigs though. Okay. Well, I might just take and eat 3 pigs then. Well, or do I just fence? If I fence, if I fence, I'm guaranteedly getting cows or pigs, right? Yeah, because purple's not taking the cow. Okay, well this has to be fenced then. This has to be fenced. Like, there's way too much value in getting a breeding pair of cows or a breeding pair of pigs back. I thought I was gonna fence big, but I guess I'm fencing. Well, the other option is I don't have to fence the stables. I haven't been considering that, but I could just fence 14 and not fence the stables, and then still just go for fields. I don't know if that's good either, though. Fencing definitely has to be correct, and then I do think I want to play Constable next round for 2 wood so that I can play Loom eventually. I think that's the game plan. It looks like, unfortunately, Teal's going to start player for growth, which gross, by the way. Everybody still starting for growth is absolutely gross, but I think I'm going to claim that I want to go for 6 fields. God, that means I have to get 2 plow actions, or I have to fence, or I have to... Yeah, this is a little dubious. There's so much plow pressure in this game. Nobody's been plowing. Maybe it is just... Maybe it is fence 14. Well, why? Okay, maybe it's not fence 14. It's fence this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 capacity. So that's something like 3 pigs, 4 cows, and then a ton of sheep. And then I save a wood, so I don't have to actually get 2 wood off constable. I only need 1 wood off constable for loom. Yeah, okay, I think this is the play. And then I admittedly, yeah, only need 1 field, but yeah. Okay, this is the right. This is good. This is good. Wow, Saban doesn't even take the pigs. Is there any chance I get the pigs and the cows? Oh my god, team. Do I get the pigs and the cows? I think there's a chance I get both the pigs and the cows. Because Saban has to start player for growth. And nobody else wants the animals. God, also is 4 pigs better than cows? The cows with butter churn are fun, but the pigs are incredible, right? I gotta take the pigs. Who cares? I can game catcher a cow later. I mean, I could game catcher a pig later, but this is insane feeding. And I do need some food. 4 pigs is an insane action, right? I have to take 4 pigs here. I mean, 2 cows is a crazy good action too, don't get me wrong, but I might just get I think I might get all the animals anyhow. I think there's a decent chance of getting all the animals. In which case, like, incredible. If Saban isn't taking the cows here, wow, they're not. Okay, I think I get the cows back. I mean, who's gonna sweep the cows on me? Like, who is sweeping the cows? I think the answer is nobody. I think I just get cows here, which is dumb. Like, getting cows here is crazy. And then I probably do sow last action. Take the cows and sow, and then yeah, like I'm gonna eventually drop a constable, drop a loom, drop a conservator Reno. I might not even need to play game catcher or consultant, but like that's fine. I get 2 more plows. I get 3 points off constable. I have a 3-point loom to play later. I have a 6-point Reno to run. If growth flips, all these people have rooms. Like I might just get to grow eventually without even having to fight for it. This seems nuts. Yeah, nobody wanting animals this game is incredible for me. I wanted animals this game badly. That my whole game plan was to fence and breed animals, and for some reason nobody wants animals. Like nobody built a hearth or fireplace. My whole concern in stage 1, I said this too, like this game was so awkward. Like I was 4th seed, everybody else wound up with clay, and so I kept not taking clay because I'm like, anybody could build a fireplace, anybody could build a hearth. I'm not sure I'm gonna get them. Nobody's ever built a fireplace or hearth. They've just had other things to do. Yeah, I get the cows. This is nuts. This is so nuts. Nobody has a field yet either, right? I mean, this is absolutely classic. Like, it's late growth. Everybody, you have to make a farm. I mean, Saban at least fenced and took 4 sheep, but they passed on 3 boar. Like, in order to build a room, and in order to start, like, this is crazy. Saban building this room, I think, is like Saban should have fenced 15 and just had more animals. And like, who cares about this room? You don't need this room. Fight it later. Like, it's not important. Nobody else feeding via hearth is fine, admittedly. They all have food, but nobody else having a field yet is crazy. Crazy. How do none of you have a field? There is a turn rest plow in the draft. I'll grant that. Somebody has a turn rest plow. But how is nobody plowing? Okay, plow maker too. I didn't know there was a plow maker, so that makes a little more sense. But the plow pressure has to be crazy here too. Like, none of these fools have their fields. None of these fools have crops. Like, I guess they have some crops. There's a little bit of stuff, but yeah, like this is crazy. I got crazy animal grabs. I am just gonna sow here because there's a chance that I get to sow, like, do a big plow sow right at the end of the game. Um, and I am running. I will eventually run out of some points, but yeah, this is great. I do have animal capacity issues because I got such crazy animal grabs, but sheep walker for Saban, so that's why Saban didn't care about the boar, I guess. I'm not sure that's a good enough reason to not take the boar, though, to be honest. But oh, and Saban has a large greenhouse, giving them a veg. Saban at least kind of has some farming done, but I think this is pretty safely a win at this point. Like, I'm at 22 points already. I have another field coming in, which is 24. I'm breeding like 4 more points, so call it 28. I play Conservator and Reto is 6 points. I play Constable and Loom is another 6 points. So 12 plus 28, that's 40. Admittedly, that's only 40. So, like, I do have to find some more points, but, like, hopefully a late sow action will be valuable. Another plow, I do want another plow action, that's points too. Like, so a big late plow sow would be great. Obviously, grows would be incredible, but, oh, the well is still available. I actually don't have the wood for the well. I need to play Constable in order to get a wood for Loom. I do need to play the well's gone. Okay, good. Good. I'm very happy that purple takes the well. That's fine. Purple can have the well. Purple doesn't actually have that much extra clay or reed anymore to build a million rooms, which suggests to me that it's not. I suspect the half-timbered house did not wind up here then. I'm guessing the half-timbered isn't actually with purple, which is great. And again, I mean, purple can't hit Constable. Purple was doing good on wood for a while, but now it doesn't have any. I mean, fencing still is going to be good for somebody because these, like, I don't need to take any more animals. Teal doesn't necessarily need to take more animals. Like, the animals are going to pile up again. Like, we have pretty early animals this game, and not a lot, like, very few people are feeding off the animals. So the animals have piled up a lot. So, still a lot of value to whoever can fence next. I am going last this round. What am I doing? I'm probably playing an Ock. I need to Ock pretty badly. I could start player shifting cultivation for a growth. The danger of start player shifting cultivation, though, is that, like, Saban very well could just grow next. God, I don't even need Game Catcher this game. That part's also sad. Like, Game Catcher's such a good Ock, but it's totally, I totally don't need it. I have so many animals here. So many animals. I am aiming to fit, like, again, capacity issues mean that I'm trying to aim this game with just 4 cows. I'm gonna try to end this game with 4 cows and 4 cows and 3 pigs, and then 6 sheep. So, yeah, which is fine. Like, that's acceptable. There's not a ton of renovation pressure once I play Conservator, so that's also convenient. Growth does flip, so yeah, I don't actually know if I care about start playing for Grow that badly. There's a lot of grows left in the game. Like, purple will grow into a room. Well, I guess I'm not guaranteed to get grow without room. Because if green grows here, which they probably do or should, green grows, which again loops back to just how bad this room was. I said it at the time, right? But green should have never built this room. Like, building 4 rooms was a complete waste of green's time. Um, they 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 literally didn't even grow into it. um, so, but whatever. Yeah, what am I doing here? I guess I could take 4 wood. Wow, yeah, I get offered 4 wood. I mean, I could take 4 wood and be able to build 2 more stables, and the stables are actually points because I can keep extra animals, and it continues to make my opponent's lives kind of miserable. Do I have enough time for that? I guess the answer is how do I not have enough time for that, right? I don't really care about starting here. Like, maybe I should, but I'm gonna claim 4 wood's fine. Teal's re-upping the start. That part sucks. Boo Teal. Turn rest plow. Okay, well that's great. Why would you not grow with the turn rest plow? Why the hell would you ever play flail? I guess for the food? Oh yeah, they didn't have the food to pay wood expert. Okay. Well, being last here is annoying. But it's not that big of a deal. I will start player next round though then. I think I'm gonna play Conservator and Reno Loom here is the answer. Conservator and Reno Loom. And then next round do I start player shifting cultivation? I guess I could just start player shifting cultivation. That's fine. Yeah, I probably next round start player shifting cultivation. Play constable, build 2 stables is what I do next round. And then in the final round, I grow. I try to sow. I don't know if I wheel a sow, but that's the dream. If I don't wheel sow, I play game catcher anyhow. Oh, I don't get Reno here. Not getting Reno here is a little sad, but it means I play constable now for 2 food, which is like fine. Again, I have enough animals. Like, maybe I'm not actually getting that many extra animals for capacity, but I could just play constable here. I might get grow next round actually without starting for it, right? Teal opens plow sow, and green could grow, but green needs to plow. So then actually I'm not starting next round. I'm not starting because I'm going to just get grow because purple has room. Purple's not going to block my grow. I just get grow without next round. I will gladly just grow without. That's fine. No complaints here. I don't really need to start player if I'm just going to get grow. And purple begins to understand the day labor block a little bit more. That's a first pick constable they didn't know about. So their game, I mean, purple is already the next best points. So yeah. Having the shifting cultivation in hand is also super cool here because people might think they can block me from constable by blocking plow, but like I could just drop a shifting cultivation eventually. Um, I think I am very happy that I blocked Sivir though on day labor. Like, Sivir is still at 22 points with the beggar. Like, they still have a lot of actions, right? Like, this is still kind of concerning. I mean, they're getting plow blocked pretty heavy too, though. And I do have crazy points coming up from some of my actions still. Like, shifting cultivation's essentially 5 points because of constable, so that instantly takes me to 30. Reno with loom is a 9-point action. I still think I get grow here. I think this has to go plow, so plow. And then this is cows or boar, right? I mean, this is like clearly take animals. I guess cows. So then, yeah, I get grow here. Like, I just get grow here. Everybody else needs to do farming. This is kind of class. Like, this again is kind of classic 3-room stuff. Like, everybody builds, too many rooms and doesn't do enough farming fast enough. So if you have all your farming done, people can't contest stuff anymore. Like, yeah, green has to plow because there's no time. Like, there's so much plow pressure. So yeah, I just get grow. I get to reno with a loom. I can build 2 stables. I could start player with shifting cultivation. Um, but yeah, this game's great. These stables, admittedly, are probably not actually doing me much good. In terms of giving me more points beyond just 2. Like, it turns out 4 wood into 2 stables was probably 2 actions for 2 points, but that's also wow. Purple is gonna try to block me. Um, okay, well, I just take your cows then. Like, I don't, or I just make you be last. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I guess adoptive parents changes the well, but they have a room. I mean, they admittedly don't have. I guess they're just betting that the animals don't go here. Yeah, I'm not convinced it's actually good for them, but I mean, blocking me is good. Blocking me is good enough, and I guess they're very likely to get the animals back. But I mean, teal should take the cows, so like purple passing on the cows, even though they have room. Like, I don't actually think it. I think it's throwing away points. But I guess who are they afraid of? But all right, nobody can renovate on me at the moment, so I probably do just start player here anyhow. I just start player into locking in a grow action at least. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure it's correct. Oh wow, I'm running out of food. Alright. Do I want to take animals then? Maybe I do want to take more animals. Do I have time for that? If I take animals, I could get stable blocked in the final round, but that's not really a big deal. I don't necessarily get start player back. I do kind of want to just take the cows and say, if we all want to fight, we can all fight, but it might be a distraction, but it's also a lot of food. I guess I could just play the loom. I can reno with the shifting cultivation. Screw it. Yeah, let's just reveal that we have a loom. That's fine. Or I could just open plow sow. What am I talking about? I can also just open plow sow now. I guess reno is not very good then. What do I reno with? There is still a stone oven, actually, right? There is a stone oven. Wait a sec. I could take 3 stone and just build the stone oven. I probably don't get 3 stone back. Actually, I might get 3 stone back. Can Sivir afford to take 3 stone instead of the pigs? I guess they could. Mason is why we built all these extra rooms. Okay, I mean, that makes a bit more sense. Also, oh, and half timbered. This is half timbered for green. Green kept the half timbered house and might have the master builder. So, but I think this is take 3 stone and then reno stone oven, open plow sow, And then maybe stable, maybe grow. But nobody can stone oven, nobody can reno. Yeah, so I take this and just build a stone oven because I can. Yeah, yep, this is still good. This is still good. And then I get to take plow sow. I get to block plow sow from the table. I never have to give shifting cultivation to anybody. Yeah, this is still fine. Sabin taking 2 stone feels kind of like a waste, but maybe it's not. I do think purples cost themselves quite a bit by growing. I mean, it turns out there's a mason, but purple growing has cost them the cows. It cost them, like, they could have taken cows into 3 stone. They could have taken maybe cows into pigs. Instead, they're rapidly running out of good things to do with these actions. And I decided to make them last. So I'm not convinced that worked out very well for purple, but that's okay. That's okay. I will happily run out to a stone oven. I will open next round plow sow. Everything is still pretty dandy over here. Definitely am not baking. Oh, actually, should I bake? Wait a sec. I only can plant 1 grain next round anyhow. Oh, wait, I should bake, shouldn't I? Currently, I'm gonna harvest a grain and a veg. I'm gonna have 2 grain. I'm gonna plant 2 veggies and 1 grain. I will end with 1 grain in a field, 3 grain. That's 4 grain in fields and 1 in supply. So that 1 in supply is actually useless. Never mind. I should actually bake 1 grain here too, which is that's kind of handy. Like, makes the stone oven even better than I thought. Um, because yeah, this is totally free to eat one. So yeah. Yeah, green definitely benefits here. I mean, green is gonna grow with a half-timbered house, but not enough food otherwise anyhow. I have 4 food coming in off loom and butter churn. I mean, I have to eat animals, but I have to eat animals anyhow. I have capacity problems, right? I can't actually hold that many animals, so I can't hold everything I breed at the moment anyhow. So half-timbered house. Indeed, the half-timbered house made its way to green. So green building the extra room makes way more sense now after all my talk. But I mean, yeah, green doesn't look like they're actually a threat to win here either. Missed the animal problem. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got a slight animal problem, but obviously, whatever. Like, I'm about to plow sow for. The plow is 2 points plus constable, so 5. I get 8 points off of plow sow. So that takes me to 44. I'm breeding 2 points of sheep is 46. The cow is 47. And then I have 2 other actions after plow sow. One of them could be stable for 2 points. Game catcher might actually turn into 2 points or at least some food. Like, I should hit a 50 or 51 here regardless. So I don't think anybody's catching that. What am I doing animal wise here, I guess, is the real question. I guess I want to be at 4 cows and 3 pigs because then maybe I do play game catcher. as my last action to end to go to 6 and 5. I don't even know if I could go to 6 and 5 even if I build stables, right? Oh, I could go to 6 and 5. Yeah, I could hold 4 cows, 5, 6 cows, and then 4 pigs, fifth pig, and then still my 6 sheep. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're pretty safe though. Like Sivir, like purple's never getting a plow action here, so like purple's pretty out of like purple's gonna take a cow for 2 points, but like I don't actually see how purple scores much from here. Um, like I guess a sow action maybe gets them a couple, but like they just didn't plow enough early enough either. Again, really, this is just a game of everybody building too many, like just not doing enough farming fast enough. It's a late growth game. Rooms kind of suck if you can't grow into them. Like you need to just do efficient farming things. Plowman was great. I mean, I definitely got lucky. It was late growth, right? I mean, I said that when it happened. Like late growth was obviously good for me. Um, so that was just very fortunate when that happened. But I might Ock. I mean, we'll see. It's possible I don't Ock, but I think there's a decent chance that Teal's just gonna grow here. Like, Teal's not hitting Constable anyhow, right? Or are they? Well, wait, maybe I'm misreading this. Teal might try to plow in order to hit Constable, but then I have stable pressure, so I might still just stable on them anyhow. I guess I don't need to. Who cares? I'm winning the game no matter what I do. I don't know. We'll see. I guess I don't know for sure what people are doing. I mean, green has no wood for fences, can't hold animals. I mean, green's definitely out of the game. Uh, I can't see how Savior ever catches me, even if they have roof baluster, right? Yeah, like just nobody else actually has a good score here, so Teal is gonna plow, so I do wheel growth. So I mean, I guess I just take my growth, right? I just take growth. Well, stables are pretty good. Well, I guess no, because of the way I chose to breed. I probably bred wrong. Layabout. So there was a layabout in the draft. I wasn't crazy, but layabout wound up with green. But Ock pressure is high now. Consultant would only be 1 point, right? I'm breeding a 6 sheep anyhow, so consultant only gives me 2 sheep, which is only 1 point because I don't hit the next loom cutoff point. So consultant's only a 1 point action here, even if I had room. But I do agree it'd be fun to play those cards. But anyhow, um, Teal also Teal plowed the wrong spot. Teal was supposed to plow here because Teal could fence 5 in order to hit Constable. But now Teal has to get stables, right? Teal can't fence. This is awkward from Teal. This is a terrible plow placement. Definitely needed to plow here, not here. Yeah, that looks like a pretty big mistake. But that means that Teal's gonna stable block me because Teal has to stables rather than fence, which is like worse. It's much worse. But Teal can't. Oh, that's annoying. We both could have been happy. We both could have been happy. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Teal is going to take stone and red fence. They're red fencing because of the hammer. I just saw the hammer. Yep, I just figured it out. So I can grow here and then still stable as my last action. I will get stables back. Um, Saban's taking a stone. Oh, it doesn't even need to take a stone. It has Sheepwalker. Oh, that's cute. Sheepwalker. The sheep is a stone. Doesn't even have to take the stone. So Saban can I don't even know what else Saban wants to do, I guess. But definitely wants to red fence. Hits Constable. So I think Saban's taking second here then. So, I mean, my day labor block on Sivir looks like it really punished them. Although, I would argue that Sivir grow blocking me also hurt me. Anyhow, I'm going to look at the draft a little bit right at the end of this one, just because I'm curious about where certain cards ended up with what people for whatever reasons. I mean, I totally understand why Green went for the game now. I'm not sure about Green blueprinting. I think blueprinting and going for guilds is a huge distraction when you have Mason Half Timbered House Master Builder. Like, spending stone and resources on stuff that isn't these things and isn't your farm is really greedy. Like, admittedly, this is kind of how they fed. So I'll grant that maybe this is good enough reason to feed because well, but they should have just built the fireplace. Like they took 2 clay in round 1. They could have just built the fireplace. Major was there, and the animals turned out great because nobody else was. I guess if I'm also fighting them for animals, then maybe neither of us have enough food. I don't know, but oh well, this stuff happens. But I am curious what Teal took in the draft because I thought my opening picks were essentially I take Constable and Loom, or I take like Master Builder Half Timbered House. So I'm a little curious what Teal took. Um, but Saban gets kind of close right at the end. 43 breeds 2 points. Saban's gonna be at 45 plus an action. So Saban's game turns out pretty good too. I mean, that's a bit of the power of turn rest plow plus all the wood, right? Saban did have a ton of wood. They got the fence first. They got to take a big animal stack. Sheepwalker turned very efficient for them. Sheepwalker helped them get some veg help. Helped them, get the boars. Like Saban getting defense and taking more sheep. That part was great efficiency. Turn rest is great efficiency and late growth. So those parts were cool. Yeah, I don't know. This is a nice win. I mean, so in the chat we were talking a little like Purple did have the option to take my 4 sheep that one round, and I just have no clue how the game goes from there. Like I have to bottom feed, so that part's unfortunate. But Saban still has to bottom feed after taking the sheep also. or not Saban, but purple. So like we were the first two to grow, but we both would have been pretty hit on food. So like, how does that change the game? I have no idea. Wonder how the scores are if growth. Oh, I agree. Grow in 6 is also just like a huge difference because I was so much better set for grow in 7. Grow in 7 was so much better for me, and yeah, purple's game is so much better with grow in 6. Purple growing in 6 and just playing clay pipe on growth. That would be really intriguing. Also, yeah. So, admittedly, I definitely got a decent bit of kind of luck in terms of the order of things, what my opponents wanted. I mean, getting the four, like I did get greedy. I got the early 4 sheep grab, but I could have got screwed. I got 4 pigs and 2 cows off the board. Like, I got great actions. So like, anyhow, this is a cool game. Nobody getting plows like the plow pressure in this game too is like crazy, right? I played plowman, so like, and this was a plow maker field, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plow actions were taken this game. That's it, right? Only 6 times the plow spots were used. Like that's nutty. But the old lube and churn. Yeah. I mean, we barely even got to use it too, to be honest. Like, we used it some for food. I have too much food here at the end. I did cost myself a point. I should have been ending this game with 5 pigs and 4 cows. So this is slightly bad animal management on my part. I should be 1 point better than I am, but I mean, obviously it doesn't matter looking at the scores. But yeah. Anyhow, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna peek at the draft briefly, just because I'm a little curious, like why, like where did like could Sivir have had a Clayfire in this hand? Clayfire would also have like done a lot for them, I think. Little curious what Saban took instead of Master Builder, Half Timbered House. Saban first picked a Wood Expert and I think Large Greenhouse, which is like kind of defensible. I'm not sure what their opening pack was like. I'm assuming first pick over here was like Cottager, Loam Pit, and then got rewarded with the Water Worker. Yeah, reorganization's fine. But yeah, animals are slightly messed up here. Should have 5 and 4 in the other order, but I guess I was leaving myself open. I think I was leaving myself open to the game catcher stuff, but that was silly. That never made sense. That was always bad. Should have been better there, but 20 points for a win. Nice. Playing another. Nah, I've also been playing a lot of video games lately. I'm going back to some video gaming, but nice to get a morning game in here. Nice morning win. Good game, good table. It does look like so in chat we're all talking, but yeah, I do think purple. So I do think I'm also probably supposed to have won by even more because I am supposed to get grow in 13. It looks like purple taking grow in 13 instead of cows really cost them because if they take the cows, Saban is in a lot bigger issues. Um, you have in real life gaming today. Oh, with Mike? Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. Have a lot of fun. Like it's awesome we can do in real life gaming stuff again. So, uh, anyhow, yeah, I do think purple growing at the end, possibly cost them second place. If they don't try to like block me and just accept I've already won the game, and instead like actually fight Saban by taking the cows and like taking 3 stone, I win by even more than I did, but not by that much more to be honest. The start player in the plow snow is like really good. In hindsight, I'm not actually sure how much better I do, but regardless, like I probably do a little better. I get another action. Um, but yeah, I think there's probably a good argument that purple needed to try for some other actions. But I mean, also like I messed up purple's game by giving them a beggar, so like I was rude. If I don't give purple a beggar though, and they get to take the action they want, they probably could have hit constable this game if I reveal it early enough and don't give them a like if I don't give them a beggar, they probably could contest me on Constable. I don't think it's at all clear at that point in the game that like I'm gonna get some of the crazy actions I got. So like the game becomes very close, I think, if I don't give purple a beggar. I'm not totally sure. I mean, I scored a 52 while taking that dead action in a late growth game, so like there's that too. I mean, my hand was quite efficient for late growth. I have some very good stuff for late growth. And again, mostly my game was super efficient because of all the animals. Like, if I had got sheep swept in round 6, which definitely was a consideration, I mean, the game goes so different too. Both of us are behind a bit. So then maybe Saban wins or something. I don't know. We'll go peek at the draft here quick, and then yeah, I'm gonna head off. Yeah, I'm just a little curious about a couple of the picks. Little curious about a handful of picks. All right, we're gonna peek at Saban's perspective quick first. Just because I want to see what their hand was like. So they first pick Wood Expert, along with. Oh wait, they didn't first pick Large Greenhouse. What did they first pick? Did they first pick a Granary with Wood Expert? Oh, they first picked a Milk Jug. I mean, I love Milk Jug, but did they even use Milk Jug? I mean, I guess they didn't need the food. But that pack also had Plowman and Plowmaker. I would be very tempted to just take Plowmaker. I mean, I guess you're hoping to get a plow with Wood Expert, and you do, so that it doesn't matter, but I think you easily could get punished. Taking the plow with Wood Expert is very tempting, but yikes. The half timbered house plus conservator plus master builder still really speaks to me. Like, that's a way to get a huge ceiling and potentially just win a game. But I guess you don't see cheap rooms, so I think it all makes enough sense from Saban. Looking at Green's draft quick, I assume they first pick, well, they obviously first pick Mason, right? Yeah, so they first pick a Mason and a lettuce patch. I don't think I ever saw the lettuce patch, but that's a great card. Yeah, if you get any veg support, extra spot to sow, that looks good. Then yeah, Plowmaker is like the best card in this pack. I would take Plowmaker real fast, and then I'd consider Pond Hut or Supply Boat. Supply Boat looks pretty good. Granary is definitely tempting. Getting a grain source is nice, but Supply Boat is kind of like cheaper, and you don't have food answers in this hand. So I think fishing was fine, but whatever. It's all this is fine. And then yeah, Master Builder, Half Timbered House, easy Master Builder, Half Timbered House with Mason. So that draft certainly came together nice. And now the real question. Oh right, I'm streaming. Yeah, I do stream. It's a weird time, but I'm up early. Anyhow, yeah, really nice game. Obviously, tough decision points. Not shape sweeping me, thank you. I really don't know how that goes for you or me. It certainly hurts me more than it hurts you, but like, do both of us just lose to Saban? Then I have no idea. I do apologize for day labor blocking you. It certainly was rude, but the board was pretty bad. And the fact I knew I had Constable in my hand meant that like it was a really big block. I'm like, I know I'm gonna give you a beggar and make it so that you can't contest Constable. So I think I could just easily beat you, which that turned out to be correct. And I wasn't that easy to beat you otherwise, I don't think. I think you have a chance to possibly hit Constable, and I think there's a few other ways, your game could have broken a little better than it did, or etc. Who knows? But anyhow, you first pick Cottager Loam Pit. That's obviously very defensible. I'm a huge woodcutter, butter churn, but going for the combos, hoping for day labor nonsense, very reasonable. Plus, you see Roughcaster might come back. Cottager Loam Pit, Roughcaster is actually pretty fun here, and you're otherwise getting back pretty garbage on the wheel. You also think you could get Clay Pipe on the wheel potentially. Yeah, so Cottager Loam Pit makes a ton of sense here. You can get some great stuff back. Then, this pack, you take Small Scale Farmer. You do have to hit Loam Pit. Yeah, that's probably okay. I'd be tempted to take Game Catcher here, but I guess you need early Ox with Loam Pit, and the rest of these cards suck. Yeah, I think that's fine. Shifting Cultivation, I'd be tempted by Shifting Cultivation here instead of Farm Store, but I mean, Farm Store is cool too because the clay cost doesn't matter much. Yeah, that's fine. So you take Clay Hut Builder instead of Clay Fire, though, and instead of Plowman. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I do take Supply Boat here, which is I think what you do. Supply Boat looks good. Clay Hut Builder's fun. It's a lot of clay, but like Loam Pit can be a lot of clay. Clay Fire could be a really nice out to turn all the extra clay you're adding to the game into stone, which you want, and it helps make a giant stone house and possibly other majors. You don't know that you're getting Water Worker yet, though, so it's also really hard to build a big house in this hand at the moment. Water Worker completely changes the outlook on what you're doing. Though you still kind of know that you want to spam day labor with a Loam Pit. So do you really need Clay Hut Builder? I don't know. This is a tough pick. This is a tough pick. I'd be very tempted by Clayfire, but that might be a lot of hindsight talking instead of foresight. I'd also be tempted to just take Plowman because I like scoring well, but I guess you're hoping to just get a lot of actions and then plow later, which might work. And you you did go back and forth on Clay Hut Builder, which I think makes tons of sense. Like it's tough. And then yeah, Conservator is an obvious combo, Water Worker is an obvious combo, so you got to do that. I don't know if I take Clay Supply. I mean, obviously you start playing with Clay Supply. You were hoping Clay Fire Wield. Yeah, I mean it nearly did, to be fair. Like Clay Fire Wheeling is the real dream. Um, I don't know about Clay Supply. It's probably okay. I mean, you wound up start playing with it in round one in order to Ock again. Like, it's fine. It's just so much clay. I'd be tempted by like Trident food, right? I feel like just Trident food. But clay supply is probably fine. It probably doesn't matter much. And then Roughcaster and Clay Pipe, yeah. The only other thing that I'll mention, and I suspect you realized it, but in round two, you opened Expensive Ock, even though you had no food. So I do think that was pretty questionable. It was for the round three Reno if 2 clay gets taken. Yeah, actually, that's very true. This hand has a ton of clay, but not before you Reno. So the upshot of clay supply is that you get to start player, lock in a yeah, it's fine. Anyhow, yeah, you realized that was a mistake. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to forget that you're out of food, but yeah, I was like, when you did that, I was like, wait a sec, this is too cute. You can't actually get Ock back. Like, if you do, you can't take it. But yeah, look, that happened, so it's all good. All right. Anyhow, thanks all for hanging out, chatting. It was a good time. Glad to get a nice win this morning. Yeah, I don't have a lot else to say. I don't really know what I'm next streaming. I've been doing slightly more video gaming lately. It's also the weather's finally getting nicer, so I'm out doing things. So I'm probably not playing a ton of Arena this season, to be honest. I mean, I looked the other day and I was like, wow, we're already like 3 weeks into this Arena season, right? Yeah, like we're loosely 3 weeks in. I've played 11 games, I guess. I mean, that's still only like a game every other day, though, which is like often just not enough. Wow, we're already up to 1800s nearly this Arena season too. That's always wild, but I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, like that's part of the problem. Like, I'm not gonna keep getting 20-point wins, and so like even if I did get 20-point wins, though, I'm still 8 wins away, and that assumes I can actually win 8 in a row, which is insane. So like, I I probably am not actually competing this Arena season. That is what it looks like. I think I should try to actually get a couple of strong tables together. I've certainly talked about that. My biggest problem is I don't always know what I'm streaming, but I should try to like set in a date or two and try to get some stronger players together. Um, Last weekend, watching Gray and Econ Sean talk through the finals of MSO was pretty cool. So trying to get a few more like mini tournaments organized amongst strong players and having some commentary and like people talking through would be kind of cool too. So I might look into some of that. We'll see. Again, my schedule's pretty busy, so like I also don't know how much I'll keep streaming here and there, but you'd be down for stronger tables. Yeah, I know quite a few people would. Like obviously Econ Sean's in for it too. Like Econ Sean kind of is sick of the arena grind. I like Arena well enough, but like that game was fun. Like that was a nice game because everybody at the table is like pretty good. And so everybody was taking consistently like reasonable actions. Like I got benefited I think by a couple of my opponents' somewhat dubious choices, but nobody was doing anything crazy. Um so how does player commentary work given the hidden cards? Well, two options. In last weekend's game when Econ Sean and Gray casted, they just knew they knew nothing. They were just commentating on a game as if they were like they were just trying to figure out what people were up to, and that worked pretty well. I mean, it's kind of useful to see what the commentators are thinking while watching because that is a lot of the skill of Agricola, is like kind of figuring out what your opponents are doing. Now the upshot is if you actually can see the draft, you also know a lot of the cards that are actually in the draft, which Econ, Sean, and Gray had no clue about. But they still, like people play their cards, so you instantly get info then, and then also like you still can call a lot of what people are kind of building towards and doing. Um, the other option is to get people to send you their hands. Um, you can't see anything as a viewer while drafting, correct? Exactly. So that's what's awkward. Like, but anyhow, the other option for like a commentary thing, if we did a Fire to Open style cast or whatever, you could get people to send in their drafted hands. You could easily take, yeah, you through Discord. You're like, send me a screenshot of your hand, right? We've done that for one or two other like Agricola tournaments before, and that also works pretty well. Like, then the people that are commentating have access to the hands. They can announce to all the viewers what people are up to. So that's kind of fun too. That certainly works. Uh, so either of them work pretty well. Like, um, it's a little more work obviously to do the screenshot of the hands, but it's not that bad. As long as you get a couple players and they all understand like, hey, we're partly playing a high level table. We're partly being for the viewers, so we're gonna make sure to take an extra minute after the draft to send screenshots off. But anyhow, hello Gordon, hello Cosmo. I am ending. Like I just won a game. I'm about to head off, but I'm blabbing on about other stuff. I'm blabbing on about how I'm not sure when I'm streaming again next, and how I should try to work with others to actually do a few more high level tables, to do a few more like possibly even just casting high level table type stuff. Like I think that was a lot of fun last weekend with Econ, Sean, and Gray. I wasn't able to be there live, but I watched the VOD later, and like I think it's just cool to watch a bunch of strong players play. I think it's cool to watch high level players discuss like what other high level players are up to. Um, not that I won't do arena streams. It's just I think a lot of us do arena streams. Um, and I'm getting mildly tired of some arena stuff just because the huge disparity in skill at some tables is still really annoying. Like again, this game this morning was pretty nice. That was a cool arena table where everybody was 300 rated plus. Like that's good. That's solid, but it just sucks to get in these arena tables where there's like me 2 400s and a 150, and the 150s kind of clueless. But I mean, look, also to be fair, like I have had one or two people ask things, and to be clear, despite all my caterwauling, I do really want people to play Agricola. Like, even if you're a 100 levels player, you should go play more Agricola. Go into arena, play a bunch of games. It's totally fine. That's what arena is. We all play games. We all get better. We all like none of us. I was awful in the past. I played a lot of Agricola before I got good. So like this is just part of how we have eventually, in order to get more strong Agricola players, there has to be a lot of weak Agricola players playing a lot of games. That's eventually how you get strong Agricola players. So it's all good. But yeah. Anyhow, screenshot of the final hand sounds pretty simple. Yep. Bring back the old crew for all player commentary, Agricola version. Here they're all, yeah. I mean, we did all used to occasionally play Agricola on voice chat. So that would be kind of fun too, to try some all player commentary Agricola versions. It works mostly, right? I mean, it's a little awkward because Agricola has some hidden information, but if you all understand that you're doing it for an all player commentary, you can blab a few things openly. I actually know a few tables that don't play Agricola as a hidden information game entirely, which is mildly interesting, right? If you're okay with negotiation elements, it's definitely mildly interesting to be on an Agricola table sometime too, when somebody's just like, well, this guy's already doing very well, and I passed him a Mason and a half timbered house. We should all really try to block his reno. Like, if you openly state that, as long as all the players at the table are cool with kind of negotiation type aspects, you can get it's a different experience, certainly. I'm not advocating for it in general, but occasionally, if everyone at the table's cool with it, it does add interesting wrinkles to just be like, well, everybody, this is what he's building towards. Like, but yeah. CS once told me he's better at Grick than me. That's certainly defensible. CS being better, CS being better at Grick than me is very defensible. Uh, Based on BGA, that's not what BGA says, but BGA Grick is a little different than other Grick, and there's definitely a case that CS is better than me. Um, but yeah, I mean, Mike is quite good at Agricola. Lumen's obviously very good at Agricola. So like that all-player commentary would be fun. The issue is, all of us are quite a bit busier than we were back when we were doing those all-player commentaries. CS in particular is like a lot busier. It's hard to schedule with him. Mike also has like a full-time job that's like much, also like makes his scheduling a lot harder. So, uh, yeah, it's hard to get that crew together. But anyhow, you don't like the sound of that, Zach? Yeah, I mean, I don't look. Then you don't worry. You never have to play at that type of table. I just know one group that I've played with a little that plays like that sometimes. Um, I mostly don't like to play that way either. I like Agricola with hidden info. I don't like people trying to like negotiate, right? But I also do like diplomacy. So every once in a while, bringing diplomacy type negotiations in other games, yeah, I'm up for it. But no one has the time we did back in 2020. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of it, right? Early 20, like during 2020, we're all like, oh hey, pandemic's setting in. We could all do this streaming thing. Oh hey, we can all get together all the time because nobody does anything. Like there's nothing going on at all, and yeah, life's very different. I not only do I have more things going on, I also have a partner now that I spend time with, and so like yeah, it's a lot harder to find time to just play board games online all the time. And then that makes scheduling harder with everybody else too. So, but I should try to get a few more like scheduled games, a few more stronger tables and stuff. So hopefully I'll get there. But yeah, I'm gonna head off and also do more video gaming, which is also what's been distracting me lately. So I'm gonna go do a little more video gaming, and then also yes, go do a bunch of stuff in real life. So thanks all for hanging out and chatting though. It's been good. I guess let's peek just in case anybody else is crazily streaming while I haven't been paying attention. I know Econ Sean sometimes streams today, but I suspect he's still, like asleep like a normal person. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of the board game people I follow or know about are streaming, so no rating. So, gonna head off, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Bye.